Hey up everyone, I hope you're doing well and having a good day. So I posted my video yesterday where I built the exterior of this house, so if you haven't seen that yet and you want to see how I put that together, be sure to watch that. I'll link it in a card above and in the description as well. Or if you only care about the interior, that's fine too. So I said in that video that this build took me quite a while because of the size of the lot and all of the landscaping and all that rock placement and all of that. And like the planning and stuff. And to be fair, the interior only took me about an hour. It's typical, isn't it? Like that, you can probably tell that landscaping's my favourite bit when I spend about 14 hours on landscaping and 1 hour on the interior. I think it did take me about an hour to plan it out though as well, because I kind of weren't sure which bedrooms I wanted to be which, or the layout of like the living room and kitchen and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I reckon altogether this build has taken me about 16 to 18 hours, something like that, give or take a couple of hours. I honestly couldn't give a specific amount of time altogether. I have been doing it over about 3 days. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do work a bit slower at times, and other times I'm like a whippet. So it's kind of like hit and miss. Sometimes I can knock a build up in like an hour and it's done, edit the video in an hour, voiceovers like half an hour done, but then other times it's like 2 days just to get a 20-minute video. So it just depends on how I'm feeling. So anyway, I'll just reiterate what I said in my last video, and that's that this house is built on a 64 by 64 lot. It uses items from Get Together, Seasons, Discover University, Strangerville, Romantic Garden stuff, and a little bit from Toddler stuff. I originally wasn't going to make the interior Victorian inspired, but I changed my mind just because I thought I might as well. I haven't really done many builds where I've gone like all out for like the Victorian style, so I hope I managed to achieve that. I think the kids' bedrooms aren't very Victorian, but I think that's just because you're quite limited on what you can put in a kid's room. Like, I think if you make it a certain style, outside of like kids' room aesthetic, if that's even an aesthetic, but yeah, I think you've kind of just got to make it look like a basic bedroom, and I still wanted it to look like a kid's bedroom. So yeah, I think the bedroom that's like pink and got like the white furniture, the one that I'm building now, I think that one can pass as Victorian, kind of, but I think the toddler room is very kind of generic and it's not really in keeping with the theme, but that's all right. But yeah, like I said, I originally weren't going to go with that, but I think the living room, I captured it pretty well. But let me know what you think to the other rooms. Like I said, these upstairs bedrooms, I think they pass. I think they do well enough for the like Victorian style. I also was going to just keep it 3 bedrooms, but I decided to make the downstairs bedroom either like a guest bedroom or just like maybe a grandparent's bedroom or something like that. I mean, obviously you can put whatever Sims in that you want to have. But yeah, I was either going to do like an office or another bedroom or maybe a skill building room. But because there's quite a bit of space in like the living room, like I've got the, I think I put a chest table in there and a bookshelf. And then I didn't want to add any like TVs or like electronics or anything like that. So that's why I put kind of like bookshelves and like I put a fireplace in the living room. Obviously you'll see that when we get to it. But I think maybe the bathrooms could do with a bit more kind of Victorian style, but because they're quite small, there's only like so much you can do with them. But yeah, so for the toddler's bedroom, I just wanted to keep it quite, I don't know, because it's quite a small room. I didn't want to put too much in it. I wanted it to be like usable. But also I still kind of wanted it to have plenty in it, just because, you know, why not have plenty for the toddler to do. Of course, if you didn't want to have a toddler in this room, you can change the bed or whatever to just like a regular single bed. Like I said, it does use toddler stuff. I always want to say toddler room stuff, but it's not even room, it's just toddler stuff, isn't it? But yeah, I use some toddler stuff, but that's just outside. I don't actually use any on the interior, just because I figured if people don't have that park, then it won't matter too much, because there's literally like 3 items. I think there's the fence that's outside and the slide and maybe like a toy box, and that's it. So you can easily replace those items if you don't have that pack with whatever you want, really. You could just put a regular toy box outside. And yeah, so I didn't include the toddler stuff in the toddler's room just because of that reason. And then for the upstairs bedroom, I wanted to keep it quite simple, but I really like the look of like the pink and white and like greys and stuff like that, so you'll kind of see that repeated a little bit upstairs. And then for this like tower bit, because it's so awkward, I didn't really know what to do with it, so I just thought I'll shut a settee in there and a bit of music, and then if your Sims want to just sit there and listen to music, then they can. You could also put like some skill building items in there, like you could probably fit in guitars or like the violins or whatever and remove that settee, but it's kind of like an awkward room, isn't it? Stuff like that. I think maybe if I opened it out a little bit more or made it bigger, it would be easier, but either way, I think it's a nice little nook where they can go and either read or just listen to a bit of music or whatever. And then for the living room, this is actually my favourite room of the house that I did. I don't know why, I just really like it. I don't normally like go for this sort of style, but I like how this one turned out. I kind of, off camera, I did go like back and forth between the layout, because again, this is kind of like an awkward layout room. I knew I wanted a big fireplace, but I weren't really sure what to do with this like bay window area. And I need to kind of get some more ideas going for stuff like this, because I just kind of defaulted to that like weird side table thing, which I would never use anywhere else apart from in like a window like that. So I just turned it around, and you'll see me put some like books on it soon, and just some like stuff on top, some like decorative things. And then I kind of wanted to get this kind of like, I don't know if this is the right term for it, but you know, like a manor house or like a manor room where they have like a ton of like artwork and it's like panels on the walls and stuff like that. I kind of wanted that sort of look to it. But yeah, I wanted to keep it quite neutral. I know sometimes with like the Victorian style you can go quite like gothic and like dark looking, but I wanted to have this room to be quite bright and like opened up. And yeah, let me know what you think of it. This is, like I said, my favourite room in the house. I really like how it turned out, so let me know what you think. I also didn't want to go too overboard with like skill building stuff. I always like to include some things in for you to build skills and stuff, like bookshelves are a staple obviously, and like putting a chest table down, which I didn't used to do. I never used to put chest tables in my builds and stuff, just because I don't really play with like the logic skill. When I play The Sims, I don't really have many Sims that use the logic skill as part of their career, or if I do, I tend to just send them to the park to like go on the chess table there. So yeah, I've enjoyed like putting those down recently. I've put them in like, I think pretty much every one of my builds I've done for the past, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks or something like that. I didn't put them in the music shop thing that I did because I didn't think it fit, but yeah, I just like putting them in the build. So yeah, and then like I said in my last video, the reason why I use Strangerville is just because I think that quite a few items in that pack look really nice. I really like that white picket fence and also the roof details on top of like the house and stuff. And I really like that rug that I put in the living room as well. So yeah, let me know what you think to use in that pack as well, and if you think it like matches. I do want to use that pack a lot more because I really like it, but I never really like know what to use it in. I either do industrial or like that's about it really. I don't really like use it that often, but I've been using it in a couple of my builds recently. So yeah, let me know what you think. And then for the kitchen, which we'll get onto in a second, I think we're just about to go on to that now. I wanted it to be quite like open and have plenty of room and stuff. Obviously with it being like a 4-bedroom house, there's gonna be plenty of Sims here. Well, up to like 5 Sims I guess, or you could even have, let me think, if there's 2 double beds, let me do some quick maths here, 6 Sims got there. Yeah, so I think because there's like quite a few Sims that could live here, they'd need a pretty big kitchen. And I always think like the kitchen is the part of the room where all like the family comes together. I know, at least in my family, that's kind of the main place where everybody hangs out and stuff, because there's like more like seating places and stuff, and people are like getting drinks or making a cup of tea or just like talking or whatever. And yeah, the kitchen is like the main place that we hang out. But in The Sims, that's not really the case. So I still like to build like a big kitchen and have like a decent size and stuff. Because to be honest, The Sims do spend quite a bit of time in kitchens and that, but not necessarily to like hang out and that. They tend to hang out around like the TV and things, but with there not being a TV in this build, they won't be doing that. So yeah, I wanted like the big kitchen. So I built like this island and got like the big dining table. Also included like some like plants, and I think I put a bookshelf in here, but I think I deleted it a bit later on because I forgot that it was like blocking somewhere that I wanted to put a door. And then for the like bay window, again, I just put in one of those like table things. I think just because I'd spent so much time on the exterior, like a lot of time, I didn't want to just put not as much effort, but I didn't really have the kind of, I don't really know the word, I guess like headspace to keep thinking more details that I could add into the house. So I did my best, but I think I were a little bit burnt out by this point. I was still enjoying building the house, but I think I was just a bit like, yeah, just stick that table down, that'll do. And then I also built this like side where they can make coffee, or you could make tea here as well if you put the tea machine down. I might even replace that before I upload it to gallery, because I don't know, something about Victorian houses and having tea over a coffee machine that I think makes a bit more sense. But yeah, let me know what you think to the kitchen. Also, a couple times you'll see me delete the entire room. I think it's just because I was rushing a little bit, because I had like ideas for next rooms before I'd moved on to them, and I'm like, quickly get this bit done, and then I can move on to that bit and build before I forget. So I was like rushing through, and I deleted the rooms a couple of times, and every time, even though you can just fix it by like pressing the undo button or just undoing the action, I was a bit like, oh god, what am I going to do? I've just deleted it. So I had like a moment of panic. I think I do it with the living room, or with I think it's with the other bedroom that's like on the other side of the house. I do it with that as well. Also, I added a couple of trees to the outside, which I didn't record, but I figured because I did so much landscaping in my last video, you're not really missing much. It's just me putting trees down and a few more rocks, just to kind of make it look a bit more like fitting into the world, because it was just a fence around the house and a few bushes and stuff, and it was looking quite squarish and not like right, because I didn't use the full 64 by 64 lot space in terms of like the width of the lot. Yeah, I figured that I would put some more trees and kind of like fill it out a bit, make it look a bit more natural and like fits into the world properly. And yeah, I did all that off camera, and I also added outdoor lights and a couple of benches and stuff, but nothing too like major. I also added some plants to the outdoor like gazebo area, where there's like an outdoor cooking area and like lounge area and whatever. And then for the other bedroom, like I said, I was either going to do like an office or like a skill building room, but because I'd already put the chess table down and a couple of bookshelves in, well, a bookshelf in the living room, I weren't really sure what else I could put in here, because I didn't want to put any electronics down. I didn't really think like, oh well, I'll just put computers down. So I thought I'll just make it into either like a guest bedroom you could use it as, or maybe a grandparent's bedroom, or if you have the pack that you get butlers with, is it vintage glamour stuff? I can't remember what you get butlers with. I think it's that, I can't remember. But yeah, it could be a butler's room, or it could just be like a spare bedroom, or you could even use it as like the master bedroom, and then have the upstairs bedroom be like a teen room or something. Do whatever you want really, but yeah, it's just like another bedroom they can have, and it's got its own like bathroom attached. The main bathroom of the house is like the smallest one, and I were a bit like conscious of the fact that it's quite a small bathroom, and if you've got a lot of Sims living here, then it might be a bit too small. But I figured with this room having another bathroom, even if you just use it as a guest room. You could have your other Sims use the ensuite bathroom that's in this. I also change a couple of things in this room. Not much. I think I just put a lamp on that desk because I forgot to put a lamp on it, and I think I put a shelf behind it just because it's like a bit of an awkward space. You know, like with that bay window, you can't really put much in it. You have to kind of get creative with what you put there. But because I'd put that desk there, there was like a bit of a gap between the wall and the desk. Otherwise it would have like clipped through. We need more furniture that fits in bay windows. I know we have like those, there's like some settees from Cats and Dogs, which I were going to use. I said in my last video that when I was doing the exterior in part 1, I said that I'd used a couple of things from Cats and Dogs that I ended up replacing, but that kind of, I don't know the term for it, like angular couch, or it's just basically a couch that would fit perfectly in a bay window. Yeah, that I kind of thought that would fit perfectly here because of the style of it. There's one that would have looked really nice, but I didn't want to just use that pack just for one item, so settled on a desk, which I think is fine, and I imagine that Sims could like right there. I mean, obviously you can put computers in. I kind of put the desks down in like keeping in mind that people will probably put computers there and stuff. But I just didn't want to put them down just for the sake of like the theme and stuff, because they didn't have computers in Victorian times. But I'm pretty sure they didn't have dartboards either, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong with that one. I don't know when the dartboard was invented, but I know they definitely didn't have electrical dartboards that keep the score for you. So yeah. Then for the hallway, because it's quite a big hallway that like connects the main part of the house to this like bedroom bit, I just put a bunch of decorative stuff in here. There's like a little couch that I put down, as well as the dartboard, like I said, and just some like artwork and stuff, just to have like a nice area between the rooms. And yeah, I think that's about it for this video. I think I've covered everything that I needed to cover. So if you like this video, please leave a like on it and consider subscribing if you'd like to. I post videos twice a week, and this is actually a bonus video, kind of. This is my second video this week, but I'm actually going to do another build, probably an island living / Solani build, I think, because I've got like a few ideas that I want to do for that. So yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.